What's going on, my intergalactic pals? And today I got some judge questions that I kind of found that were interesting, and I guess not a lot of people know. Today I'm not wearing my judge shirt. It is too cold, and I have the winds blowing and that fire roaring up in the hills in California. But enough of that about that. Let's get into it. One of the questions was Darth Maul, Revenge at Last, the red one. I'll put it up on the screen somewhere. Uh, does a shield absorb damage from both units? Answer: yes. All damage is dealt at the same time, so it is one instance of damage and stopped by one shield. That being said, I can understand the misinterpreting how it works, because that Maul specifically attacks two units at the same time. He does his full damage to both. They attack back, and being two separate units, I mean, I could see the idea behind it not working, where one would break the shield, the other one would deal its damage. But no, all damage is dealt simultaneously, and both those units deal their damage all at once, and Maul does his damage to both of them. Someone asked about force throw. Force throw reads, choose a player. That player discards a card from their hand. If you control a force unit, you may deal damage to a unit equal to the cost of the discarded card. Someone was under the impression if you control a force unit would trigger if you had an undeployed leader like the new Ashar. Was I incorrect to think that? Think that an undeployed leader was considered under your control? The answer that was given was the undeployed leader is under your control but is not a unit, so does not trigger the damage portion of the force throw. As we read through force throw, it's got to be a unit, has to have force in its trait, and a unit is always something considered in board state, meaning that is on the ground or space. Just because it says force unit and your leader's a unit or a force user, but it's not deployed, it's not a unit. Here's another one that I thought was kind of interesting. Can CAD Bane leader triggered ability resolve before McClunky resolves before the friendly underworld unit is returned to your hand? CAD Bane reads, when you play an underworld card, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, an opponent chooses a unit they control to deal 1 damage to. McClunky reads, return a friendly non-leader underworld unit to its owner's hand. If you do, you deal 3 damage to a unit. It has an underworld trait. Yes, you can definitely McClunky, return an underworld unit to your hand, and still do the CAD Bane effect. Yes, you can. You could trigger them however you want, but you still have to resolve the event first. If an ability triggers during or as a result of a non-attack action, resolve that ability at the next available opportunity after that action is fully completed. If an ability triggers during an attack, resolve that ability at the appropriate timing point within the attack. So you would McClunky, return a friendly non-underworld unit to your hand, deal 3 damage, exhaust your CAD Bane leader, and then your opponent chooses. Someone asked, if I play Bravado out of resources with tech, so smuggle, in play, do I apply the cost reduction effect if a unit has been defeated? The answer was yes, the cost would go down to 5 since you did defeat an enemy unit this phase. Someone asked about Hu Yang and imprisoned. Will the unit triggered by Hu Yang lose the +2/+2 if imprisoned is played on Hu Yang? Hu Yang reads, when played, choose another friendly unit. While this unit is in play, the chosen unit gets +2/+2. Imprison is upgrade, attached to a non-leader unit. Attached unit loses its current abilities and cannot gain new ones. Hu Yang's when played ability has already triggered by the time Imprison could be played on him. Hu Yang can lose the when played ability from Imprison, but when that ability resolves, it's created a lasting effect that exists separately from Hu Yang that says that while he's in play, the chosen unit gets +2/+2. Only Hu Yang leaving play will end the effect. Imprison does not end the effect. You can think of it as creating a new game rule. Once it resolves, the rule exists until the rule say it expires, which is when Hu Yang is no longer in play. Clone and Snoke. Can someone please give me a proper understanding of how clone works? Can I play Snoke, then copy Snoke, then give enemies -4 to their board? What does the clone card do and not do? I'm seeing a lot of mixed information on Google. You may have this unit enter play as a copy as a non-leader, non-vehicle unit, except against a clone trait, and is not unique. Clone remains in play as a modified copy of a chosen unit, even if the chosen unit leaves play. If clone is captured and is later resource rescued, it may only enter play as a copy of a unit currently in play. It has to come back as it gets to come back as something. So that's pretty. That's some big revelation news. It's a good thing I double checked on this because I would always think it would come back and it'd come back as a 0/0 and die. That's not the case anymore. So clone comes in as a perfect copy of Snoke. So it has all the same traits, all the same abilities, health, printed attack, printed cost. It just has a clone ability. It's not unique anymore. So yes, all units on the enemy side of the field would be -4, -4, -2 from the original Snoke, -2 from the clone. And with that kind of a short video, if you have any questions or rules, or mainly rules questions, ask them down in the comments below. If you like these videos, hey, like, subscribe, share them all over the media. Check out my other videos. I do weekly gameplays, hopefully have some PQ recordings, and yeah, as always, be safe out there in that big galactic world of ours, and I'll see you around.